Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at another 5 incredibly powerful strong dragons from the new world. But before we are going to do so, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. Now with that said, let's take a look at the first dragon on our list, Cure Elim Los Malvar, the Elder Coffin Dragonlord. And he is special in more than just one way, for he is a Dragonlord who has hidden himself when the 8 Great Kings, the 8 powerful players, waged war against his Dragonlord kin, and ultimately were victorious, thus wiping out a good portion of the Dragonlords and ending their reign. But just because Cure Elim had hidden himself, it doesn't mean that he did not hate the players for destroying their realm and position as the apex of beings. But he still resented them greatly, and ever since he became an undead, also lost all of his fear thanks to his undead emotional suppression. Since this time, he had gathered strength and assembled undead forces. And in the Evil Eye bonus volume that played out 200 years before the arrival of Nezarec, he was defeated by Ainz Ul Gon. But in the canon story timeline, the timeline of the light novels and the anime, Cure Elim is alive and had another 200 years time to gather strength and forces, and he'd subjugated, among many other things, also the Corpus of the Abyss, a secret undead cabal made up of powerful knight and elder liches. And he will likely be a force to be reckoned with in the last light novels of Overlord. Next in line, we have the so-called green dragons, forest and swamp dwelling beasts that are seen as small and weaker than many of its brethren. But nonetheless they are fearsome enemies, and slaying such a dragon is still nothing short of astounding. And Palpatra, the leader of Dragon Hunt, which is a black market adventurer team taking on any job, no matter if legal or not, has this very team name, derived from this feat of its leader. Palpatra nonetheless is extremely careful when carrying out missions, and during the raid on the Great Tomb of Nezarec, he was also the one who suggested standing guard, rather than venturing into the tomb and plundering its treasures, so that the other worker teams would almost serve as canaries in a sense. Now it didn't save his life, but it illustrated how he would usually approach such a dangerous mission. Next in line we have the so-called lesser dragons, or wyverns, who can be found near the Dragon Kingdom and the Empire of Baharut. They are described as lizard-like creatures with scorpion-like poisoned tails and wings on their forearms, so basically like classical D&D wyverns. But despite the immense danger that they pose, they are being ridden by the local tribes in the region, thus suggesting that they are quite powerful flyers if they can carry the extra weight. And having a wyvern is also a great boon for the normal small and weak humans of the new world. And now we move on to the frost dragons. They are inspired by the white dragons of Dungeons and Dragons, and are thus seen as smaller and weaker than many other dragon species. But just like green dragons, they are still incredibly powerful monsters compared to everything else in the new world, and able to ascend to the top of the food chain and dominate large areas. The frost dragons we have been introduced to were originally just solitary individuals living in the Elysian Mountains, but they were united by Olasir Dark Heililial, a frost dragon of the level 46, and thus only one level below Shizu Delta. And they waged war against the ice giants. That's why they gathered strength and numbers, and subjugated the Kvargoa. But Heililial also made the mistake of underestimating Ainz Ul Gon greatly, even ordering him to undress in exchange for his unlife, blinded by the valuable gear Ainz had worn. So he couldn't sense the danger this Overlord posed at all, until his very end. As for the last dragon for today, we have Salazil Kalia Nahoint. He is known as the Worm Dragon, and sadly while he is still one of the 5 dragon counselors of the Arkland Council State, and therefore should be quite strong and a figure of political importance, he only was mentioned thus far in the web novel. Still, his title of Worm Dragon is very interesting, because it suggests that he looks like a Lindwurm in the German Legend of the Nibelungen, a very agile dragon that only has 2 limbs, 2 arms in this case, and is much more snake-like, like his brethren. And in the legend, he was slain by Siegfried, who then bathed in the worm's blood in order to become invulnerable. So that's why it could be that his powers are related to blood, or that at least his blood should be quite powerful and should strengthen one's defense. So Nazarick in general, and Demiurge and his happy farm in particular, might be very interested in this dragon counselor. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching. Be sure to let me know your opinions down in the comment section, and as usual, I say my special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia Wiffy Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Love Razor, Mervek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Oh Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenukai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.